when not to play is just as important as what to play. If a player takes a solo, especially piano, guitar, rhythm guys, never leave any space and just a bunch of notes, continuous notes, just like the theme of my other videos. It's boring. So it's important to know when to leave space, when not to play, as it is, what notes to play. Now, this is the third of my series. Please listen to my other two about creativity and different ways to be creative. So like and subscribe, and I will produce at least 8 or 10 more videos on how to be creative and how to make better jazz solos. So now I'm going to get on to how the best ways, and I have 4 different categories of leaving space, not just stop playing, different ways to make leaving space. First one, most natural for us horn players, because we have to breathe, but you just don't put space in whenever you need to breathe. So what is good is to, first thing to learn is take a breath after phrases. And this goes for piano and guitar too. You play a 4-bar phrase, shape it, take a little break, another 4-bar phrase, or a little bit slower tempo, 2-bar phrase, or 1-bar phrase, if it's a very slow tempo. But if you just do 4-bar phrase, 4-bar phrase, 4-bar phrase, 4-bar phrase, 4-bar phrase, that can be boring too. So you need to vary it. And you can also, you play a 4-bar phrase, take a 4-bar phrase, and then you can play over the end of a phrase into the next, as long as you know what you're doing, and then take a break. Oh, now I'm going to do a little bit of, I'll show you all these examples. See if you can listen to what I'm doing. Little B flat blues here. Here we go. 4-bar. 2-bar. 1-bar. Now over it. All right, didn't have to guess, I told you. But I hope you could hear that, what I was doing. Makes your solos more interesting. Now, number 2. It's very important when you're playing in a group to listen to the other players, to listen, especially for trombone horn player, listen to the piano or guitar or the bass. And a good way to do this, if they're playing, they should be paying attention to what you're doing. You take a break and you listen to what they're playing, especially if you think they're going in a different direction, like harmonically, when they start putting some substitutions, and then they're trying to lead you into another place, or they can even give you play a lick, and you can imitate their lick, and that it also can be very fun. It's more fun to communicate with your other players. Now I can't really do that here because I'm playing with a band track, so because it's not listening to me. So another way, number 3, that was 2. Number 3, you need to put space in. You can put space in to build your solos, to create tension. And there's a number of ways to do that. After you play, for example, if you play a nice line of 4 or 8 bars, if you do a little bit of jazz, then you take a break, and then you do something suddenly. One of the great example of this is John Faddis. Great trumpet player, John Faddis. He'll be, every time I listen to almost every solo he does this, he'll be playing along, great jazz licks, then all of a sudden he stops. And then, why, it's like a double high C. If that doesn't get your attention, nothing will. So, leaving a sudden change, we'll do this. I can even, I'll do the trombone version of that. Let me go back to the beginning here. It's a trombone version, but a lot of trombone players do. Call it the freak out. If that doesn't get your attention, nothing will. Many trombone players, especially the ones playing in Buddy Rich Band. Just a joke there. Do this to get attention. Another way you can create tension is just the opposite. Playing along nice loud, ba-da and da, ba-da, and take a break. You know, make sure that your rhythm section is playing, listen, watching you, and then play soft. Change your dynamics. Play really soft. Or if you play really soft, all of a sudden take a break and then start playing loud again. It's great when the rhythm section follows you. It's a lot of fun to do that. Especially if you have a good rhythm section who's actually listening to that. I'll try to demonstrate. Of course, they're not going to follow me, but. It's fun. It's fun to do crazy stuff. And creates tension. And it gets the audience attention. But you have to leave space. That's the most important thing. And it helps your communication with your rhythm section. You could also, if you're just playing single notes, you vary the length of pauses in between each note. For example, if you get into a phrase like I leave space, even though I'm just playing one note. Creates tension. What the heck's it doing? What the heck's going on? The audience makes you audience listen to you. That's your goal, for the audience to listen. That's what makes a good solo. You have tension, you have release. I'm going to make a video about tension and release with the magic formula. I mentioned this later. It's a magic formula, mathematical formula. Okay. Now, another thing you can do, you are playing along and you add an extra rest, throw off the time signature. In other words, you're playing in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I'll have to play it. Let me show you. Etc. This is also theme and variation. So my first video is theme and variation. My second video is also about how to vary things and how to change, imply different time signatures. This creates tension. Another thing is when you play sequences. Now I know JJ, a lot of these players, they play a sequence. They play it very regular. Ba-da, 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 but you don't have to do that. Put space in between your sequences. Do this all day. Do sequences sequential patterns, up or down, or diatonically, or grammatically. You don't always have to link them, join them, and play the same, so on the same beat in the measure. You can vary it. It creates tension. So in conclusion, varying your rhythm, varying your spaces, space, the final frontier, sorry, Star Trekkies, makes more interesting solos. When not to play is very important as what to play. A great example, listening example, just listen to Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. Anything in the 60s and Miles later. From then on, Miles was the master of putting space in his solos. So, as an example, listening example, but all of the greats were good at this. So, please like and subscribe for the next video. I'm going to be more about how to be creative soloists.